Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we've got ourselves a track from an act named Gabriel GS Reggae titled You Mek Mi, or You Make Me. And if we switch over to here, we've got ourselves a track on Music Beat. Now I should note this is an unreleased track. The video for it is coming out in August 2026, next month, so it's not too far away, so that's good. So if you like the song today, you can go check out the video then. I should also note that this is not the first time I've reviewed Gabriel's music. I've also checked out their track titled You Are Good, You Are Worthy, so it'd be good to check out more. We're going to listen through this track from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's do it, let's go. Nice transfer to that lead there.
You make me feel alright when I feel sad.
Great call and response.
You give me strength and hope when I feel low. You light the darkness night when things go bad. You turn my doubts to faith so love can grow. You keep me steady strong when life get mad. You're the only peace my heart can know. When I'm drawn in tears, you shine your light. Without you, jam my life nah no good. You make me praise all night. You fill my heart with your light. You make me lift my hands in praise. You make me, you make me, you make me rise, stand so strong. You make me everything I need. You make me sing this melody.
There's so much going on. Great adjustments to the old leads there.
Through every trial and through every pain, your love keeps falling like the rain. Jah will forever bless your name. When my strength is gone, I feel low. You carry me every day, all night long. When my strength is gone, you carry me. When I'm blind, you help me see the world. You everything I need, oh my God. You make me praise all night.
I love the unison of those guitars with vocals here, those are melodies.
You make me lift my hands in praise. You make me, you make me, you make me rise, stand so strong. You make me everything I need. You make me sing this melody. You make me praise all night. You fill my heart with your light. You make me lift my hands in praise. You make me, you make me, you make me
All right, well done. I dig it. I think I quite like this one. I quite like this one. And we're going to talk about it more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an actor named Gabriel GS Reggae, titled You Mek Mi, or You Make Me. In this section, we're going to provide an overall song analysis of everything from lyrics and vocals all the way through to studio production, as well as any applicable constructive critique, and then finally my general thoughts from a listener's perspective. But before we go any further, what do we think this track is about? So kindly, I have been provided with lyrics for this song, You Mek Mi. We're just going to look through them now just so I can kind of, make my understanding of the track a bit more concrete. You make me feel alright when I feel sad. You give me strength and hope when I feel low. I mean, like, there's a deliberate asymmetry with the rhyming scheme, but that's okay. You light the darkest night when things go bad. You turn my doubts to faith so love can grow. I mean, like, these are very accessible lyrics. You can kind of understand what's going on here, especially with Sound of an Angel, etc. There's kind of spiritual elements to it. You keep me steady, strong when life get mad. You are the only peace my heart, It's beautiful. Like, genuinely, I really dig it. When I'm drowning in tears, you shine your light. Without you, yeah, my life now no good. My life now go good. And I like the kind of the imagery of your love keeps on falling like the rains, through every trial and every pain. You can kind of imagine it, right? Especially for people kind of aligned with this in terms of theology and spirituality and kind of religious beliefs. It's a beautiful thing. I feel like this will have an audience. When my strength is gone, you carry me when I'm blind. You help me see the way. You everything I need. Oh my God. And you've got that You Mek Mi in the chorus. That one is just repeated. That line is repeated to get stuck in your head. And there's sort of a hypnotic cadence to it in terms of how it approaches things. You make me praise your name. You make me lift my hands in praise. You make me. You make me praise your name for my heart. It's beautiful. So I think effectively this track is about Gabriel discussing their religious belief, their gratitude, their faith in God. How thankful they are for the fact that God carries them through difficult times, that when Gabriel shows this vulnerability, this fragility there, of this kind of humanity and the suffering, the understanding that they can't carry everything on their own, that God sort of helps them to get through it. And I think this song, especially with Gabriel's vocals as well as the lady vocalists, the choirs on the side there, it's just very sort of, I think, authentic to the style of music that we're doing here, with reggae literally being under the name. But it's also just very wholesome and organic sounding. Like, I like the way that we approach things. It seems like a kind of an authentic journey for Gabriel. And we have solid vocal technique. We're very comfortable in a hidden chest voice. Our range is consistent. We have some sort of like stylization on the vocals, I think. Some like processes and effects change that kind of make it seem a bit sort of like tighter. But we can definitely hit those notes cleanly. And I think we play off of what's going on with the backing vocalists, those ladies on the microphone that are doing some like call and response with us or harmonizing with us. It's just very nice to sort of know when to be the lead vocalist, but also to know when to bring other people in for their relative strengths as well. There was the lady vocalists that we had here, some wonderful sort of tails there, some legato passages there, some wonderful sort of alt lead melodies there that were a nice sort of like counterpoint and accompaniment to what Gabriel was trying to accomplish here. There were no sort of weird sort of notes outside the diatonics or kind of irksome chromatics. We just simply wanted to make a song that had a real sort of feel-good dynamic, but not in the way that was cheesy. And I think the lack of trying to sort of add any kind of like spice or kind of rush to it made it a lot more gentle and therefore far more relaxing to listen to. I like the tail that we had on the end of the chorus as well from Gabriel there, the way we kind of rose into that note there, and we didn't necessarily resolve it until the drums did their little fill and we kind of came out of it. And it made the 4.5 minutes of this track palatable to get through. I think if we'd gone for longer, the track might have just been a little bit too long, because we had a kind of a reliance on a lot of those kind of like main sort of central themes there with the guitars, the bass, the drums, etc., as well as the vocals being quite familiar near the end. So we knew exactly when to sort of like cut it, but we had a mixture of different choruses and verse lines and sort of vocal parts there. And ultimately, I feel like it was quite well fleshed out with, effective transfers between bits. I like that sort of drum fill at the start here. It's just got a nice sort of rhythmic cadence to it. There is a repetition with some of the vocal lines that we had in terms of the way they sort of did their grooves and stuff like that. And the drums were relatively consistent outside of those little fill bits. But just knowing to have a bit of kind of sleek and sophistication to that. It's also nice to have the drums go around the stereo field, the sides of the headphones, so you can kind of follow along to it. It's just an interesting way to start a track. And I think it kind of sets an understanding of those dubbish sort of like overtones as we get into the piece there. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into. I love the texture and timbre of the lady who starts those kind of like vocal parts at the beginning as well there. It's kind of cool that Gabriel doesn't just come in immediately. It's just nice to have the guitar come in with its main melody as well to go on top of the sub note, 16th note groove and main sort of chord note pull that we have there. To be fair, it's kind of 8th notish because you've got the offbeat hi-hats open as like an orient there. So honestly, we have like quarters, 8ths and 16ths there. So the percussion alone is fairly well fleshed out with, again, individual effective voicings from the guitars and the different vocal parts. And I think that the bass underneath it, rolling between those root notes, the tonics, but also kind of doing some sort of modal or sort of triad bass stuff there to kind of have a bit more fun and kind of activity there is kind of neat. Like, it's not overcomplicated, but it's just enough to not just have a kind of a stagnant bass line, you know, especially with the drums doing so much work and the guitar being quite active in that mid-range when it can get away with it. It's nice for the bass to be able to do that too. The organ that we have as well, peppering with little staccatoed elements there and other sort of notes to fill out the mid-range of the frequency spectrum is nice. You've got the vocals nice and bright within the mix there, so you don't necessarily need to have too much more on the sides or in the center, but the organ has that kind of soothing tone to it that melts, especially with some of the punchiness of those percussive elements. And we also have keys, like around that 1-2 minute mark, should I say. I like the twinkle of the right hands. You know, we have an organ, but then we also have a separate key element there with a little bit more kind of body and presence to it there to twinkle in the night sky and just add a bit of development to the bass. I can hear little sort of grace notes and articulations on the keys that sort of further elevate it. It's like we're familiar, you know, with the understanding that we need to not just take the listener's attention for granted, and we're just adding a bit more there to keep people engaged, to kind of hint, okay, I know we're halfway, but there's more to come. And there's other parts that sort of mirror that sentiment, such as around the 3-minute 40 mark, where you have the guitar solo with the single chords going up to its upper range there, and we have a different representation of some of those string melodies there that just is a little bit different there, and it's a little bit brighter and a little bit higher there, and it seems like we're going towards something. We're kind of reaching out for it. We have some slides and sort of bends there as well, which is cool. And as we kind of further into the end of the track with those sort of paddish outros there with a little bit of chorus on that, and you have the vocals from Gabriel as sort of like overdubs, so sort of extra bits of air candy, a kind of a filtered effect that's not got the body of his main take. You've just got further development of those vocal layers to try and sort of keep things intriguing. It's also a classy move to have the fade out at the end there, just to kind of let you know that things are getting to a close there. And I think, yeah, again, it's those subtle developments there structurally that make this piece special. I just also think that even if you're not looking for something that's super changeable, just you can nod your head and kind of get lost in the message. And even if you're not even necessarily following or paying attention to the vocals, you just appreciate the overall sound of it, you know. The music is by no means confrontational. It's got a minor leaning thematically across the piece, which I appreciate. I think now is a sensible decision there. In part because I think if it had been major oriented, it might just sound a little bit kind of cheesy something. We're already sounding kind of more positive and grateful for this person in our life with the lyrics of it, but I think it just sounds a little bit cooler when you go for that kind of flat third angle. With that said though, there's a kind of a cool, calm demeanor to a lot of this where we aren't overplaying things or exaggerating our emotions behind it, so I think that it works well to kind of balance and meter that with equilibrium. And I think the extra instrumental parts and vocal elements you have within it add a further, again, intricacy to it outside of just simply having triads or something like that, you know. It's the way that those things intermingle and coalesce that makes this track work and continue to evolve. So I think just in terms of studio production, past the theme, you know, the vocals to me sounded like commercial grade in terms of the recording of it. I'm not glazing because I feel like I'm obligated to, like they legitimately, I'm very happy with the way they were presented in the mix. Good use of sort of compression, EQing, reverbs, etc. like that. The backing vocals came in on the sides, like the ladies' vocals came in on the sides of the choir there. The filtered vocals from Gabriel as well in those later sections were nicely present there, and it's just a different texture. The different guitar parts as well as the bass and the drums were nicely split around the stereo field. Their music surrounded you in the headphones there. The organs and the keys with the right hand on that right side as well were good. And, you know, generally the leveling was solid. There were no weird resonant frequencies in the frequency spectrum. Things were quite well niched, and it was nice and loud in their headphones there. Bus compression limiting's handled, but with a sense of dynamic range, which means things weren't too crushed. No general applicable constructive critique to this. I think that things in general are quite well done here. The boxes are ticked. And just from a final listener's perspective, this is one of those situations where listening to Gabriel GS Reggae, I liked You Are Good, You Are Worthy, but I just think I had a different experience with this one there. It's very rare that I get lost in the music that I'm listening to and just generally sort of like groove out internally and vibe to it. And while that's not always a positive thing in terms of trying to accurately analyze a piece there. I think I should just know it just from a feelings-based thing. I did generally enjoy my time with it. I wish Gabriel GS Reggae and everyone else all the best of luck in future with their musical endeavors, because thank you for watching my review of this track from Gabriel GS Reggae titled You Mek Mi. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show some love via their various social medias and YouTube pages. Just a gentle reminder again, the video's coming out in August for this, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.